I was so excited to make this, and I didn't slow down to do a step-by-step. So I'm going to reiterate what I did to create this Despacho to use. Now I'm doing this with the purpose of wanting to create a Despacho for bringing in the sweetness of life, for really drawing in the essence of the ancestors and the wisdom of the ancestors and the joy and the bliss of living, right? This is that energy of the Taurus Full Moon, which is when I am creating this and what I'm creating this for. So that is why I have geared my collection to be around that. So the collection that I want to share and want to point out that is important. So first you want to have a cloth that you can lay everything on. So I'm using one of my hand tie-dyed cotton cloths from a dear friend of mine from her business, State of Dyed. She made me a bunch of different altar cloths, and she made them for my shop actually, and I bought several of them myself because I love using them. So I like having a cloth underneath that helps to hold and support everything, right? For ease, and when you're doing a less formal despacho ceremony, you can use just a piece of white paper. That is totally fine. You don't always have to use cloth that you burn. And there's different rituals and ways that we use despachos. The most common is burning, but you can put it in the water. You can bury it in the earth. So just be mindful of what you're choosing to use as the base, depending on how you are planning on offering it, right? What method are you going to use? So because I intend to actually bury this one in the earth rather than burning it, because the energy of this, we've got that Taurus full moon energy that is very earth energy, connecting to ancestor spirits. I really want to plant this. There's seeds of intention in this that I have planted in this with what I have offered. All right, so we've got the cloth underneath. We've got the paper that's going to be folded and actually used to keep the despacho bundle. Next up is the items that you want to have. Now, it's good to have some sort of grain or something that you create the circle with. The circle represents the medicine wheel, so we're going in the 4 directions. And then we're also going in the 4 directions this way, linking the 4 directions together. For this one, because again of the medicine that I'm focused on with this one, I use sugar because I'm all about connecting to that sweetness of life. That to me is what this Taurus full moon energy is really making me feel like it's geared towards, is that sweetness of life, like really wanting to connect into pleasure, to things that make you feel good, and being grounded, being rooted, being truthful, being in that space of authenticity, right? So I did that sugar circle. Instead of bay leaves, I opted for leaves from my live oak tree out back. So if you're familiar with the South, we have these, they're called live oaks, and they are absolutely beautiful trees. They tend to get the Spanish moss that just hangs and globs from them, right? And they look absolutely magical. They're some of my favorite trees to work with. And this tree is in my backyard, and it's very special to me. This is a tree that I go to for healing. This is a tree that I connect to for our land and work with for the energy of our land. And I love this tree. And so I was going to get bay leaves, which is, pretty traditional thing that we use in the States to represent the 3 worlds, because we can't have coca leaves here like they have in Peru. So we use typically bay leaves, but you can really use any leaves that speak to you. And so it felt right. And I decided that, you know what, instead of bay leaves, I think I'm going to start using leaves from my live oak. As long as she says it's okay, right? Like that feels right to me. And especially since I'm working with the energy of ancestors, I think it's so important and just so nice to be able to have something that is so connected to the land, because I am leaving a lineage here where we are now. So these are 3 leaves from the live oak tree. The 3 leaves represent the lower world, the middle world, and the upper world. And then connected with that, I have a red rose petal and some yellow petals and a white jasmine flower. It's the closest I could get to white. I don't have a whole lot of things blooming right now because it is November. So that's the best I got. So the red representing Pachamama, Mother Earth, the yellow representing community, and the white representing our connection to all of this, that divine, bringing the heaven down to earth, right? So we've got this aspect of the 3 worlds, the 3 things that we connect to. Another set of 3s that I placed was these 3 purple mums. Of course, mums are blooming right now because it's the fall season here. And so the color purple for me represents that divine energy, that divine sweetness, that violet energy. If you're familiar with the violet flame, when we talk about energy, like that to me is what they are representing, that violet flame energy that I want to bring into this for healing, for connection to the divine energy, right? And then you'll see I have like this oddball orange marigold up here, and that is because, again, I want to connect to the energy of ancestors, and marigolds are one of those flowers that are really great for connecting to ancestral energy. And so I wanted that one just to hold that place of bringing the ancestors down. Like, let's bring them closer right now. We're still in that place of the veil being thin. So in the lunar calendar, this is the Samhain, this is Halloween time, right? Where the veil is thin and our ancestors are closer. So we're not done celebrating that yet. This is the real mark of it, is when we come to the full moon in Taurus. So here is this energy that's coming down, and I place that there. Now you'll see I have some green. So these 2 green leaves are mugwort leaves. So I picked some mugwort, specifically 2 mugwort leaves, and these 2 mugwort leaves are representing working with magic, working the energies of the other side, and protection, right? Mugwort is great for protective energy. It's great for intuitive energy and insight. So it's really holding that vibration of like that priestess energy. And then underneath the marigold here, I have some rue. So I have a rue plant too. That connects to my ancestor spirits because that is a plant used a lot by my ancestors. So I wanted to have that there as a representation for my ancestral magic lineage that is present as well. So I have that there. You'll see I've got some dark pieces here. These are some dark rose petals that I've crumbled up because my roses have dried. So I crumbled them up to place around to represent like that whole cycle of death and rebirth, right? So dried rose petals, it's not the end of their life. I still get to use them. They're still beautiful. They still hold purpose. They still have magic in them. And so just because they're dried doesn't mean I can't add them to my despacho. They're dried. They've been dried because I love them. They're beautiful, and I'm preserving that beauty. And so, again, that Taurus energy, preserving beauty, is a very Taurus vibe, right? So I've got the dried rose petals, and then I'll see 5 acorns, which also came from my oak tree out back. So these acorns are representing abundance, right? Acorns represent abundance, success, luck. And I want that. That's part of the joy, part of the pleasure. And surrounded in yellow, because yellow is a color of happiness, right? That's joy, that's bliss, that's positive. You know, it's like the sunlight. It fuels us. And so this whole despacho for me is all about embodying that joyful bliss, the pleasure, the things that bring comfort and feel good vibes, the comfort of ancestors, the comfort of community, of nurturing, of sweetness, right? Remembering that, you know, it's the things that we find sweet that are nurturing, right? So, you know, when people do something that's nice for us and it's unexpected, that sweetness, that really brings that energy of beauty and love and pleasure and joy back into our field. And so for me, this despacho is all about that. And I'm offering it, I'm gifting it to Pachamama. I'm gonna bury it. And so for me, this is an offering of burying these intentions, of planting the seed of attention right now at the full moon. And now I know full moons are not typically a time for new beginnings, but again, because of the specific qualities of the lunar calendar, this is a full moon of new beginnings, because this would traditionally be Samhain. This would be the time when the veil is thin. This would be the time of that death rebirth cycle. And so there is this energy of rebirth happening right now that is really good to tap into, so that you can plant those seeds of a new beginning. And the seeds of the new beginning that we plant now are seeds that represent how we're nurturing our inner selves through the winter months to come. So for me, planting seeds of wanting this connection, the divine connection, the ancestral connection, all the sweetness, the joy, the bliss, the abundance and success, right? All of that is really feel-good energy to help sustain me through the winter months, to remind me that I am connected, right? This is all community in this joyful color here, right? Remind me that I'm connected to all the things, right? To help combat that loneliness that tends to set in over the winter months. So it's really thinking ahead to how the winter is for you and being able to design your despacho in a way that really helps to bridge what you feel and how you would want to feel. So I want to feel connection. I want to feel joy. I want to feel bliss, right? So yeah, I'm going to pack all that in there. Oh, one thing that I didn't say is there's honey in here too. So there's honey around this area here to sweeten the pot, sweeten the center, drawing everything in, and that remembrance that it's all about the intention within, and really wanting to focus that honey on that inward spot, that inward journey, how you take it all in and how you connect that sweetness to that inner journey for yourself. And so that is all in here. I'm going to be folding it up, and then I'm going to take it out, and I already know where I'm going to be planting it at in the yard. And I am planting this in my own yard because, well, these are all the qualities I want to bring in, so why wouldn't I plant it in my own? But yes, so this is my despacho for the Taurus full moon. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will share again soon.